everyone. In this session, we are going to discuss some topics related to properties of gases. We will be discussing introduction, Boyle's law, Charles law, and combined gas law. So let us first start with the introduction. So vapor, starting with the vapor. Vapor is defined as the state of the substance in which the evaporation from its liquid state is not complete. Right, when the evaporation of the substance from its liquid state is incomplete, this state of the substance is known as vapor. So vapor is a form of a substance in which there are gases formed with mixed liquid which are mixed with liquid particles in suspension. Okay, so vapor is a form of a substance which consists of gas and liquid particles in suspension. For example, steam. Steam contains water particles. Okay. So vapor is basically it can be in three conditions: wet, dry, and superheated. And superheated vapor can also be is normally a perfect gas only. It behaves as a perfect gas, right? So vapor is the state of substance in which evaporation from its liquid state is not complete, and under various pressure and temperature conditions, vapor can undergo condensation or evaporation. Okay. So now let us discuss gas. Gas is a state of substance in which the evaporation from its liquid state is complete. Okay. Within limits of certain temperature and pressure, substances like O2, H2, air, N2 can behave as a gas, right? They can behave as real gas. Okay, so this is gas in which it is the state of substance in which evaporation is from its liquid state is complete. Now there is perfect gas. Perfect gas is the gas that obeys the laws of Boyle's and Charles under all conditions of temperature and pressure. So ideally there is no perfect gas, but in certain conditions O2, N2, H2, air tend to behave like a perfect gas, right? They tend to behave like a perfect gas. They basically are known as real gases. So if there is a gas that obeys all the gas laws in all the conditions of temperature and pressure, then it is known as perfect gas. Okay, now let us start with the first gas law, that is Boyle's law. So in 1662, Robert Boyle stated that the volume of a given mass of a perfect gas varies inversely as the absolute pressure when the temperature is constant, right? So Robert Boyle in 1662, right, stated that if the temperature of a substance is constant, of a gas is constant, if the temperature of a gas is constant, then volume is inversely proportional to the pressure of the gas. So in this way, V can be written as V is proportional to 1 by P, right? In diagram, you can also see the variation between pressure and volume. This is basically known as PV diagram. Okay, so here you can see two state condition, 1 and 2. Okay, 1 is the state where the volume is V1 and where the pressure is P1. This P1 V1 is the initial volume and pressure, right? Then, so with this equation we can write PV is equal to C, right? At point 2 we'll get V2 and P2, which are the final volume and pressure. Okay, so we can write P1 V1 is equal to C and P2 V2 is equal to C. So using this equation we can write P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. So this is the working relation of Boyle's law. P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2 is known as the working relation of Boyle's law. So if there is a gas having volume V, right, and pressure P, okay, and P1 V1 be the initial volume, and if it varies, the volume and pressure varies keeping the temperature constant, right? Then P2 V2 will be the final pressure and volume. Okay, C being the constant of proportionality. Then P1 when V1 will be equal to P2 V2. This relation is known as the working relation of Boyle's law. Again, Boyle's law stated that Boyle's law is the statement of Boyle's law is the volume of a given mass of a perfect gas varies inversely as the absolute pressure when the temperature is being constant. Okay, so now moving forward, let us understand Charles' law. Charles' law was discovered by Charles in 1787. According to this law, right, this law is defined as if any gas is heated at constant pressure, then the change in volume varies directly with the temperature. Which means simply that if the pressure is being constant, then volume is directly proportional to temperature. So again here also PV diagram is there, right? So here also PV diagram you can see in the screen that there is a PV diagram, right? And there are two states, two conditions, 1 and 2, 1 being the initial condition and 2 being the final condition. Okay, so here you can see that pressure remains constant in both the condition, right, at initial volume as well as at final volume, right? When the temperature is varied, when the temperature is changed, the volume changes but the pressure remains constant. This is known as Charles' law. Okay, so V is directly proportional to T, so V can be written as V is equal to Ct, where C is the constant of proportionality. So V by T will be C, so we can write V1 by T1 is equal to C and V2 by T2 is the equal to C. Again, V1 and T1 are the initial volume and temperature condition, and V2 and T2 are the final volume and temperature of the gas. So from this two relation we can get V1 by T1 is equal to V2 by T2. This is known as the working relation of Charles' law. Okay, now let us study combined gas law. So what happens in practice, the pressure, volume and temperature of a gas changes at the same time, right? So if the temperature is changing, then Boyle's law cannot be applied, right? And if the pressure is changing, then Charles' law cannot be applied. So let us consider a gas of mass m kg, and let us consider that it is undergoing two successive processes. First in 1 to 2 Charles' law is there, and in 2 to 3 Boyle's law is there. So if we consider, right, we can see in this diagram from 1 to 2 pressure is being constant, and from 2 to 3, right, temperature is being constant. So let us first understand the process 1 to 2, which is basically Charles' law. So applying Charles' law, we know that pressure remains constant and volume is directly proportional to the temperature. Okay, so applying Charles' law in process 1 to 2, where pressure is being constant, P1 is equal to P2, V1 by T1 will be V2 by T2. Okay, and since T2 is equal to T3, the above equation can also be written as V1 by T1 is equal to V2 by T3. Okay, why? Because in 2 to 3 Boyle's law is obeyed, that means temperature will be constant. Okay, so applying Boyle's law in process 2 to 3 will get P2 V2 is equal to P3 V3, right? At point 2 we are getting the volume V2 and pressure is P2, right? Also at point 2 pressure can also be written as P1, right? Since here temperature is being constant and pressure remains, pressure is changing. Okay, since P2 is equal to P1, above equation can be written as P1 V2 is equal to P3 V3. So V2 will be P3 V3 by P1. Again, let us start with the first process. From the first process, V1 by T1 is equal to V2 by T2. Right? Since T2 is equal to T3, we can write V1 T1 is equal to V2 by T3. Okay, applying Boyle's law at from 2 to 3, we'll get P2 V2 is equal to P3 V3, and we know that P2 can also be written as P1, since at process 1 to 2 P1 is equal to P2. So P1 V2 is equal to P3 V3. Here we are subjecting V2 to, so V2 will be P3 V3 upon P1. So remember this equation 1, which is V1 by T1 is equal to V2 by T3, and equation 2 where V2 is equal to P3 by P1. So if we substitute the value of V2 in equation 1, we'll get V1 by T1 is equal to P3 upon P1 T3. So rearranging these terms, we'll get P1 V1 upon T1 is equal to P3 by T3. From this equation, we can write that PV by T is equal to constant, and this constant is denoted by R. So for m kg of a gas, we can write PVT is equal to mR, or we can write PV is equal to mRT, or we can write PV by m is equal to RT. So PV is equal to RT, where V is V by m. Okay. So this equation is known as characteristic gas equation, and R is known as gas constant. So this PV is equal to mRT is also known as the equation of a state of a perfect gas, right? And small v, which is capital V by m, is the specific volume, which is volume per unit mass, right? And the value of R depends upon the gas, right? R is known as the characteristic gas constant, right, which depends upon the gas and the other parameters. Okay, so the magnitude of this constant depends upon the particular gas. So this is known as combined gas law. Okay, now let us know what does STP means. STP means standard temperature and pressure, in which pressure is 101.325 kilopascal and temperature is room temperature 25 degrees Celsius. And NTP, which is known as normal pressure and temperature, in which pressure remains same and temperature is 0 degrees Celsius. So if you find any numerical in which just you want to find it is mentioned like STP or NTP, right? If it just STP or NTP is mentioned in any numerical in which you want to find any volume or pressure, right? So remember that STP refers to the pressure of 101.325 kilopascal and temperature 25 degrees Celsius, while normal temperature pressure corresponds to pressure 101.325 kilopascal and temperature 0 degrees Celsius. So now let us know what does flow process mean. Flow process is basically the process where there is a mass interaction across the system boundary. And there is no flow process when no flow process is the one in which there is no mass interaction across the system boundaries during the occurrence of process. So there are two types of processes, flow processes and non-flow processes. In flow processes, mass interaction is there at system boundary, but in non-flow processes there is no mass interaction. Okay, so now let us see some non-flow processes. There are different types of non-flow processes of a perfect gas. For example, constant volume process, then there is constant pressure process, then there is constant temperature process, then there is adiabatic process and polytropic process. So these are the examples of non-flow processes. So this is all about this session. Thank you.